What's up, Lumiose trainers? Lumiose Trainer Zach here. As many of you know, this channel's mascot is Ash Greninja. I love it, from its appearance to the anime to even its appearance in the games. But wait, if Ash Greninja exists in the games, doesn't that mean that Ash has to exist there as well? I tackled Ash's existence in an older video. Don't watch it, it's bad. And I concluded that he couldn't be in the games because Red is in the games. Well, now thanks to Generation 7, it seems like Ash might have been in the games all along. This is going to take some explaining, so joining me in this theory is ThePokéRaf.
Hey, what's going on, Lumiose trainers? My name's Raf, and today I'll be helping Zach out with this theory. The question if Ash is in the games or not is one many Pokemon fans have asked for years, and I think we finally got the answer, so I hope you all enjoy.
Alright, if you're excited for this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't. Also, share this video if you enjoy it. And with that out of the way, let's get started. So, does Ash really exist in the Pokemon games? I see many problems with these kind of theories. I mean, he's based off Red, who is already an in-game character. Plus, if Ash and Red are in the games, that would mean that characters like Gary, who have an in-game and anime counterpart, would have to exist in the same world too. Is that even possible?
Whoa, Zach, chill out. You're looking at this the wrong way. In order to figure this out, we're gonna have to change the way we view the Pokemon world as a whole. In Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, it's revealed that there's another Hoenn region that doesn't have Mega Evolution. This obviously referencing the original Ruby and Sapphire games. Because of this dialogue given to us by Xenia, we now know that the Pokemon games support the Multiverse Theory. If you don't know what the Multiverse Theory is, in short, it's the theory that there's multiple universes for each decision we make. The biggest example of the Multiverse Theory in action is AZ firing the ultimate weapon. If he does this, he creates a timeline with Mega Evolution, and if he doesn't, he creates a timeline without Mega Evolution. Game Theory made a whole video explaining this. There's a link in the top right corner if you want to check it out.
Okay, cool. I already knew this, but thanks for explaining it for those who didn't know. What does it have to do with Ash though?
Well, because the games are split into two major timelines, it basically makes both the remake and original version of Brendan and May completely canon.
Whoa, you're right. But that's just the games. The anime is a completely different canon, remember?
Is it? Or is it just another timeline? Think about it. Thanks to the Multiverse Theory, even the anime can be considered canon. It just takes place in a different universe where Ash is the main hero of every region. If you have the event Shiny Beldum on your team during the Delta episode, Steven will talk about a time where he faced Rayquaza alongside a trainer with a black Charizard. We know this trainer is Alan from the Pokemon X, Y, and Z anime. How could Alan be mentioned in the games if he was a character introduced in the anime? Well, it's possible that Steven was referring to an in-game version of Alan.
Okay, I think I get it now. Ash can totally exist in the games if Alan can exist as well. Plus, Alan isn't the only anime character who exists in the game's universe. Anime characters have been making their way to the games since Pokemon Yellow, the most notable being Team Rocket's Jesse and James. Even some NPCs have had their dialogue and teams changed to reflect minor characters that have appeared during the anime. For example, AJ and his Sandshrew. There was even an event during Black 2 and White 2 where you could download Ash's Universe rivals into the Pokemon World Tournament. But that was Japan only though.
Awesome, now let's see if you completely get it. Many characters like Brock, Misty, May, and even Serena exist in both the games and the anime. But how can Ash exist in both if his in-game counterpart Red already exists?
Don't worry, I got this. Yes, it's true. Ash and Red are technically the same person, just in two different canons. Before, many kids would confuse Red for Ash because they were very similar in Generation 1. But now you can easily tell the difference between the two because they changed so much. Red is the experienced Kanto champion, while Ash is the 10-year-old who wants to become a Pokemon master. Whether you love him or hate him, you can't deny Ash's presence and influence on the Pokemon franchise. Ash has become so iconic, thanks to the anime, that he pretty much evolved into his own character, moving farther and farther away from Red each generation.
That's a pretty good explanation, Zach, and now that we've justified Ash's existence in the games, it's time to actually prove it.
Alright, we can start with the most obvious proof, Ash Greninja. There's no doubt that this is the Greninja Ash caught in the anime. The game has Ash as its original trainer name, and it even has October 17, 2013 as the day that it was caught. That's the date the first two X and Y episodes aired, where Ash caught Greninja as a Froakie. It's also the day after my birthday. Greninja isn't the only one of Ash's Pokemon that's made it to the games, however. Ash's Pidove and Scraggy were distributed during Gen 5. Pidove was given as an egg, so its original trainer name was the one of whoever hatched it, but Scraggy is given to you with Ash as its original trainer name. Unfortunately, these were Japan-only events.
Now, way before the days Ash's Pokemon were distributed, we actually had the chance to catch the Pokemon in Pokemon Yellow version. Pokemon Yellow was the third version of Red and Blue. It had minor changes, but it was mostly done so that you could play the game as Ash Ketchum. Your starter was Pikachu that followed you around, you run into Team Rocket occasionally, and you even get to catch Ash's full team from the first season of the anime. The most notable being Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle, and of course Pikachu. Ash's Pikachu is definitely important. In fact, it's actually the anime Pokemon that gets distributed the most. You obviously get Ash's Pikachu as a starter Pokemon in Pokemon Yellow, but after that, there were multiple opportunities to get this Pokemon. Ash's Pikachu has been distributed at least once per generation since Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. This was done to correspond with Diamond and Pearl, Black and White, and the X and Y anime.
If you think that's the end of Ash's Pikachu in the games, you are surely mistaken. Thanks to people who data mined Pokemon Sun and Moon, we now know that a special Ash Pikachu is programmed into the games. What makes this Pikachu special is the fact that it wears all the hats that Ash has worn since the beginning of the anime. We're talking the original Kanto hat all the way to the new one from Alola. That's awesome. There's no denying this is Ash's Pikachu. It even comes with its own Z crystal, Pikachnium Z. With it, Ash Pikachu can perform the Z move 10 million volt Thunderbolt. This Pikachu isn't even available yet, but I believe it will eventually be distributed with the upcoming 20th Pokemon movie, Pokemon I Choose You. Now what's interesting about this movie is the fact that it won't take place the same time as the Sun and Moon anime does. From what we get from the trailer, it seems like it's actually going to be a retelling of Ash's journey. It makes sense with it being the 20th anniversary movie and all. Now what's interesting is the fact that Ash's hat is slightly different than the one he wears during the first season of the anime. It's actually a combination of his original hat and the current one he wears in Sun and Moon. So this could be a slightly different Ash from the one that we've come to know all these years. It's possible that this is the game's version of Ash, with his adventures being similar to the anime version, but with a few changes that make it fit the game's timeline. There's still a lot we don't know about the movie though, so it's too early to tell. But what we do know for sure is that Ash's Pikachu will be made available because of this. At least, we think they'll do that. I mean, it only makes sense.
If you want a little extra proof, look no further than inside the abandoned Megamart. When you encounter Toto Mimikyu there, it's in a room in the back that's filled with pictures of Pikachu. One of these pictures is actually a picture of Ash's Pikachu on his shoulder. This could have been a picture taken of Ash and Pikachu during their first journey, seeing as how Ash is wearing his Kanto clothes. So there you have it. We justified how Ash can exist in the Pokemon games, and even the proof with multiple Pokemon of his being available and even having a photo of him in game. But there's still one question that needs to be answered. You might be wondering, where is Ash? Well, what if I told you he was in front of you all along? Going back to an earlier point, you may have noticed how similar Ash and Red were in Generation 1. This was pushed even further when Pokemon Yellow came out because Game Freak wanted you to experience the game as Ash. Although that was fun, Red is the true protagonist of Generation 1. This is why Red is the trainer you battle at the top of Mount Silver and not Ash. Even though Red took over as a mascot trainer for the Pokemon games, it seems Game Freak always has the idea in mind to play the games as Ash Ketchum. What do you mean? Well, take a look at this.
Excluding Leaf, every player character from Generation 1 to Generation 4 has appeared in the anime in some shape or form. The Black and White anime is the first series to stop this trend by not showing Hilbert or Hilda, but instead have Ash take the place of Hilbert. Have you ever noticed how similar Hilbert and Red look? Hilbert pretty much looks like a teenage version of Red. This is because, as many of you know, Black and White was a soft reboot for the Pokemon franchise. Well, since Hilbert was made to look like Red, and Ash pretty much is Red, they based Ash's Unova outfit from Hilbert's in Black and White. You might not have noticed it because they changed the outfit colors for Ash, but if you look at them side by side, you can see the similarities. Plus, early concept art for the Black and White series shows that Ash's outfit was supposed to have the original colors that Hilbert has in the games.
The X and Y anime continues this trend by having Ash wear the same outfit as Calum, who is the protagonist of the X and Y games. The only difference is that Ash has short sleeves and his shoes and hat are a combination of Red and Calum's. And if you thought this couldn't be taken any further, well, you're surely mistaken, because in Pokemon Sun and Moon, Ash and the player character wear the exact same outfit. But why do they do this? It was definitely done on purpose. They even removed Ash's gloves. He's had gloves since the beginning, and now they're gone.
We brought up the question of where is Ash in the games? Well, the answer is, he's you. You are Ash Ketchum. Think about it. How many of you were guilty of naming Red Ash when you played through Kanto? Or any region for that matter? I sure am. I'm pretty sure the creators know this. That's why Ash and the player character's son look so similar. Now you can truly play as Ash. The player character is someone who came to Alola from Kanto. Well, Ash does the same thing in the anime. Things really start to add up when you realize this. Why do you think Ash's Pokemon are so easy to get now? If you completed the demo, you can start Sun and Moon right away with an Ash Greninja. Granted, he won't obey you until you beat Olivia. Ash got a Rowlet in the anime? Well, you can choose that. Ash caught a Rockruff? You can catch that too. You can even catch Pichu on Route 1, so you can evolve it into a Pikachu if you want. Not just them, but older Pokemon Ash has caught like Butterfree, Snorlax, Talonflame, Goodra, and many others are available in Alola. All this so you can be more like Ash. And if you think that isn't enough, then take a look at this. If you get a 50 win streak in the battle tree, you unlock the Passionate Trainer style, which makes you throw the Pokeball the same way Ash did during the first season of the anime. Also, with the possible distribution of Ash's actual Pikachu this year, it couldn't be more obvious. You are Ash. So now when you play Sun and Moon, you can truly become the very best like no one ever was. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video because we sure did. Show your support by leaving a like and sharing and subscribing if you haven't. Also, show your support over on Raf's channel. We also did a video over there. You should check it out.
That's right, over on my channel we did the top 5 Kanto Easter eggs in Pokemon Sun and Moon, so we hope to see you all over there as well. Huge thank you to my friend Zach for having me on his channel today.
Alright, it's time for us to head out now. Remember to follow me on Twitter to get updates on videos. And last but not least, make sure you live your life to the fullest, and we'll see you all next time.